Okay, I just wanted to go over the questions from the test from Friday, um, so that when you see them again, or a question like it, it's easier to solve. All right, so for number one, a group of hikers walked 2 3/5 miles along a hiking trail. Another group of hikers walked one half of that distance with the first group before turning off onto another trail. How many miles did the two groups walk together? What you want to do is using the word of, you know that the group of hikers walked one half of 2 3/5 miles, which is the same as saying one half times 2 3/5. Now, we cannot multiply a fraction times a mixed number, so we're going to have to turn that mixed number into an improper fraction. So we're going to do 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. So it becomes 1 half times 13/5. And when we multiply straight across. So 1 times 13 is 13. 2 times 5 is 10. So you can leave it as 13/10, or you can turn it back into a mixed number, and that would be 10 goes into 13 one time with 3 left over, and the denominator stays the same. Okay, for number 2, it's a simple computation problem with division. So what we've learned is that the first number we keep, we change the sign, so the division sign becomes a multiplication, and you flip the second number over. Now we know that 4 is really 4 over 1, so it becomes 1/4. So now we have 1/6 times 1/4, multiply across the top, we get 1, and then 6 times 4 is 24th. So the answer is 1/24. Okay. Hilliard walks a 7-mile scenic walkway that stretches from the west to the east of a park. There's a bench at each 1/2 mile and one at the east end of the walkway. Which expression can be used to find the number of benches along the walkway? Circle all correct answers. So we automatically know that when they said circle all, we're going to probably be circling more than one. So let's think. We have a 7-mile walkway, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And along the walkway, there's a bench at each 1/2 mile. So there's a bench here, a bench here, a bench here, a bench here. So it's 7 miles divided by 1/2. Do any of these match? Yep, this one does. But 7 divided by 1/2 is the same as what multiplication problem? Let's do keep, change, flip to see what multiplication problem would match that. So we do 7, change the sign, flip 1 over 2 to 2 over 1, and we get 7 times 2, which is D. Okay, and the last one, in a tutoring session, 2/3 hour was spent reviewing math problems. Adelina attended 3/4 of the tutoring session. How much time did Adelina spend at the tutoring session? So she spent 3/4 of 2/3 of an hour, which is the same as 3/4 times 2/3. 3 times 2, straight across, is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, what benchmark fraction is the same as 6/12? We can leave it as 6/12, or if we want to simplify, the benchmark fraction that's equivalent to 6/12 is 1/2. Okie dokie. Now our last page. Which of the following models represents the expression 1/2 divided by 5? Circle all that represent the expression. Okay, so A shows 5 different rectangles. So I'm guessing that this is probably 5 divided by 1/2 because there's 5 rectangles. B shows a model like we're used to working with, and shaded in is 1/2 of the model. And then they divided it into 5 sections. So this is definitely 1/2 divided by 5. Letter C shows 5, and each whole number from 1 to 5 is divided into halves. So this is 5 divided by 1/2, which is not what we're looking for. And the last one shows 1/2 divided into fifths. So here's a fifth: 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So 1/2 divided by 5, which is 1/10. So the other answer is D. Number 6. Eleni has 1/3 pound of shredded cheese. She uses an equal amount of cheese on each of the 6 pizzas. What fraction of a pound of cheese did Eleni use on each pizza? So in this one, a lot of you flipped the numbers. We're not going to sprinkle the pizza onto the cheese. We're going to sprinkle the cheese onto each of the pizzas. So we're going to divide the cheese. So that's 1/3 divided by 6. Okay? Keep the first number, change the sign, and flip the second. So 6, which we know is 6 over 1, becomes 1 over 6. Now we multiply across. 1 times 1, 3 times 6. So we know that each pizza is going to have 1/18 of a pound of shredded cheese. And finally, 4 divided by 1/3. We keep the first number, change the sign, and then flip the second number. So 1 over 3 becomes 3 over 1, or just 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So the answer is 12. I'm going to post new questions so you guys can hopefully improve your score. They're going to be very similar to these, and you don't have to do them all. Just do the ones that you missed. So if you go to Edulastic and see which ones you missed, those are the ones you should do for additional credit. If you want to do them all, that is up to you. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.